I, I'm wondering out loud, do you remember when people used to work hard? All my life, I've had to work hard. And when I say I've had to do it, it wasn't a problem. I wanted to do it. I was taught that way all my life. And I've always, it's just been natural. We all have it inside of us from God, given to us at birth. It come with a package that if you work, you can always have food on your table. You're going to always have a roof over your head. You'll be able to take care of yourself. But if you don't work, you don't eat. The Bible said, God said, if you don't work, you don't eat. But mama spirits want to feed you anyway in order to control you. But if you don't work, you don't eat. Well, in my country, my country is now losing the spirit of work, of hard work. And when I say hard work, meaning be glad to have a job. It's like do your best on the job. And when you make an agreement with a company, another company, you're an employee, and you make an agreement with the employer that if you pay me X amount of dollars, Monday through Friday or however long, I promise you I'll do the best I can. And I'm going to treat your business the way I would treat it if it was my own business. The work ethics are gone now. And with a lot of young people to think about even the thought of work is a pain. They don't want to have to work. They'd rather go to college and not have to work and make mama and daddy, most of the time, mama pay for their education than to go to work. I want to show you one of the worst Amazon delivery ever. And I want you to pay attention to this because this is becoming a norm in the post office, the banks, no matter where you go, the supermarket. It's becoming a norm. Watch this from X. Run all over the grass and everything. Isn't that amazing? And they don't care. Running over the people's grass. Looked like the truck ran into the garage or something. And then backing out, ran into the fence that appeared. And didn't even look back. Don't even care. My country's gone. I want my country back, but it's gone. I got to accept it. America is gone. It's nothing but ideas now, an imaginary idea of what it used to be. It's not that way anymore. Thank God I remember what it used to be, what it was at one time when it was amazing. Look how that's what we get now. The work ethics is gone. That lady ain't got that female driver didn't have time to park the car right, pull up in the driveway in the right way, walk over to the porch, and drop the mail down in the right way. You ain't got time for all that. And if you happen to be out there when that happened, she'll cuss you out. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to be moving on truck in the driveway in the right way. I dropped your package on the porch. I threw it over there on the porch. And it just occurred to me is one of the reasons we've lost the work ethics is that my country is now employing and hiring people who are not qualified at all, just simply not qualified, and they are being hired because of their color and gender and all that crap. And so we're not getting the best anymore. The best people are not being hired anymore. And anything, they're getting laid off, replaced with less qualified people. I don't know. I just never thought that this would happen in America. It looked like, when I was growing up at least, and I've been around for a minute, I am older than dirt. God made me, and then he made dirt for me to walk on. So, but I just never, you just naturally do your best without having to being told to do your best. In my entrepreneur class, we have an entrepreneur for men who want to start a business or already in business. We're trying to show them what to do. And the one thing that we talk about is to give your best service, your best. And not in competition with anybody either. It's just naturally to do your best and to treat other people's business as though it's your own. Because one day it will lead into your own. But if you don't treat other people, businesses or companies the way you would like your company to be treated, how will you ever get there? We lost it because my country is now hiring unqualified people. Look at the airplane rides today. It's not fun on the plane anymore. As a matter of fact, this is from Essentially Sports. A video has gone viral where Dana White catches a FedEx employee seemingly bungling goods to be transported. Watch this from X.
FedEx.
He don't care. He got this job because he's black. You don't care when he breaks. Look at that. And if you say something to him about it, he'll cuss you out, want to fight. They don't want to fight you. They won't say, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Oops, I got caught, I'm sorry. They don't want to fight because they are not qualified. They are unqualified for that job. Look how you're throwing the boxes up there. Just nothing. But on Fridays, I bet you he has his hand out for a paycheck, so did that black female. And the white man sitting there watching it, knowing that this is not the way it should be. My country is now a ghetto. Officially, a ghetto. It's not based on the best qualified person anymore. It's based on color or gender, whatever they do. It's not the best qualified person anymore. I wonder if there's anyone out there, one person out anywhere in the world. We are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. I wonder if there's one person that believes America would come back again. Do you really think You really believe that America would come back again, that America would be an amazing country again. We're a third world country all the way. Anytime our enemy is allowed into our country and they can shout death to America and dare you to do anything about it, even if you're the president, then you know it's over. And they're telling you that anger is good. And they'll tell you, hey, you need, as a female, go out and just have a scream and yell and pay money to scream. Anger is good, they tell you. Anyone that tells you that anger is good is your enemy. They hate you. They're evil themselves, and they want you in hell with them. I don't care if it's a family member or whomever. USA Today is reporting rage rituals have garnered attention on TikTok, where they are where they're resonated particularly with women. In comments, women describe how moving it is to see other women embody their anger. An emotional expert says society often discourages women from expressing. That's a lie. They've been telling women for a long time, you need to express yourself. And they'll say to the men, you need to be like the women, expressing yourself. So that's a lie. Watch this from TikTok. That's the devil. Look at evil. Can you imagine being married to one of those? That's what you deal with in the home. You do not release anything that way. You gain more anger. Poor ladies. Those ladies are lost because the men, their fathers, were not there to guide them. Ladies, that's not the way you do it. You look like demons doing that because that's what's coming out of you. Demons. And I wonder how much money that they paid to go out and scream and carry on. Whomever told them that, I wonder were they selling that? Did they make money off those angry, lost, hurtful women? It's like we had that discussion about water. God instilled into all people a little button that tells you when you're thirsty. It tells you when you want water, right? So you don't overdo it, right? Or underdo it. But then the water maker people decided, you know what? People are running, they're jogging. Let's make it fancy. Let's tell the people they need bottles and bottles of water all day long. Carrying it around with you. Oh, how much does that cost? Think about the amount of money you have spent on water. And now you don't have any nutrients left inside of you. You killed the nutrients off, whatever they are, but they're gone. Hate told me about the nutrient thing, or maybe Sean. They convince you to drink water all day long, and so you walk around looking like an idiot drinking water all day long. You don't even need it. God set it up to let you know when you need some water.
Hi, Jesse. Happy Monday to you.
Thank you, Lana. Happy belated Mother's Day, Lana.
Thank you so much. That's mighty kind. Interesting. That's exactly what I have a question about. Well, not really, but my question is related to motherhood. So my question for you, Jesse, is it okay to not have a relationship with your own mother Even
100,
though there's no hard feelings, it's just a choice.
and 100%. It's your choice. You do what you want.
Thank you for that, because I struggled with that for so long, because, I mean, I forgave my mom a long time ago, probably in my teens or early 20s. But to this day, she um, remains very cruel and disrespectful towards me. I can only speak for my relationship with her. So I cut her off, and, but I still want to do what God wants me to do. Like, it says honor your parents and all that. And, I just wondered if it is dishonorable to just not want to communicate with her, because whenever I do, I feel stressed by it because of the things she says.
Well, when God said to honor thy parents and your days will be long, he just simply
Right.
means don't resent them. Don't be angry at them. They couldn't help themselves for screwing you up. They couldn't help it, right? So just don't
Okay.
be angry at them. It doesn't mean you got to hang out with them. It doesn't mean you have to take care of them or any of those things. Because if you do those things without wanting to do them, that's not love anyway. So it just means don't be angry at them.
Wow, that's just powerful. It's what is called liberating, because it makes me feel free from the guilt that I'm doing something wrong by choosing to honor in truth that I love you, but I just don't feel like we can have a relationship, if that makes sense.
And you shouldn't hang around with her if she's evil like that, because that evil in her will destroy you. It will continue to control you until it destroys you.
That is the truth, 100%, because that's what helped me to make my decision, is that I would feel physically ill when
Yeah,
after talking with her, because it affected me so profoundly. Does that make sense?
100%. But what you need to realize, though, that all human beings, no matter who they are, Christians or non Christians alike, all human beings are evil at heart. And until they work on forgiving, especially with the mother and the father, then God cannot forgive them. And that's why he said
Hmm.
that anyone that has anger is a murderer. You can't trust angry people because their spirit is evil and they would try to destroy you. And that includes your
Wow.
mother. And
Wow, Jesse, you just went so deep there, because that helps me to understand this other thing. Your question today was, what does
what does evil look like inside of you?
exactly? And so when you just said that, I was thinking along that question, what does evil look like inside of me? Is, I think, impatience with people in general, because I have zero tolerance for, I call it phoniness or deception or anything that's just ill. And I feel like that's wrong on my part. Like, why can't I be more patient with people? But when they show me certain traits or characteristics that just detract from my peace and, what I call authenticity in myself, because either I'm going to say what I'm seeing in you, or I'm going to hold it and hurt myself. Um, and so I think that impatience in me is not right, because aren't we supposed to be tolerant and
Well, you're not supposed to be tolerant, but you are supposed to be patient with all people. That doesn't mean you have in your life and things like that. But what it is, you don't have love.
I don't have love?
You have not forgiven your mother yet.
But I have, Jesse. I know I have.
Oh, you told her?
Oh, yes. And this was
What?
this was so long ago. I remember specifically just putting both of my hands on her shoulder and saying to her, Mom, I forgive you. Because she's always tried to hurt me in my entire life. I've had,
Did your father help you deal with her?
what do you mean, help me deal with her? Because
When you were
I don't know
growing
if he
up,
was scared of her.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if, what his dynamics was with her, because it seemed like they were disconnected. If,
Yeah.
like,
That's
on a
why.
different path.
So did he help you deal with? Were they together?
Yes.
And did he
How
help
he
you deal with your mother when she tried to impose a will on you and be so nasty to you growing up?
no.
And when you were asked for help from him to deal with her, what would he say?
Your mom, your mom is just excuses.
Yeah.
And then he tried and pacified me. My dad was very loving and very kind, and we had a great relationship up until the end. He was just so kind, had so much joy in his heart. But my mom and him, they did not have what I call a good relationship or a healthy
They
relationship.
hated one another.
I guess so. I didn't know that, of course, and they never said that.
Right, but that's what
But
it was. That's why they were fighting and carrying on. They hated one another. They had no love, and most couples don't have love because they have not returned to the Father. Let me ask you this. So, since you've been an adult, have you gone to your mother, or do you feel like you need to, and say, "Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you because you screwed my life up," and then be done with her?
I have not said those words. I did try and have a similar conversation with her, and she basically told me there's nothing I need to be forgiven for.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, then just don't hold any anger against her, and you move on with your life. Are you doing the silent prayer?
What is the silent prayer?
I want you to go to rebuildingtheman.com slash
Mm-hmm.
prayer, rebuildingtheman.com slash prayer. I want
Slash
you to
prayer.
start doing that slash prayer, yeah, so that God can bring you out of your imagination and you can live in the presence of God at all time, and you will have an amazing life. But you're right, move on away from your mother. Just don't be angry at her, but be done with her unless she changed or something, but be done with her.
That's what I want to do. I have done that literally, and I have peace, and I
Okay.
feel happy. But that little twinge of guilt of, is this right too? Because what about her life?
Well, her life had nothing to do with your life, and your life had nothing to do with her life. You are not responsible for her life.
That's fair enough.
All right?
Thank you, Jesse. You've been really dropping a lot of wisdom this morning. I mean, you're on point. I've been listening, and I really appreciate what you said to that young lady with the younger guy that she's trying to raise, start up, and have a relationship with.
What a mess.
And yeah, that was my story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. It's not going to work. And
That was your
I'm glad you
story?
told her. It was my story. I married a guy. I was in my 20s though, and he was in his 20s, but he was just a few years younger. And I just thought that we were great, but we had 20 years of hell
Yeah. Yeah.
and in marriage. And I thought, why did I marry this guy? But now I hear what you're saying. You just wait for the right person. If I had done that,
Yeah.
yeah. And now my daughter, she's in her 20s and still a virgin and hasn't met the right person. And I keep telling her, just wait. The right person will come to you. Don't
Yeah.
have to give it any thought.
Right. They tell her, seek the
Just,
kingdom of God, and if it's meant
amen.
for her to have one, God will add the right man unto her. Don't look for one, because she does. She's going to always end up with the wrong one. And
Exactly.
just seek the kingdom. Lana, thank you so much, and good to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Always good to talk with you. I appreciate you. Take good care. Enjoy your day.
All right. Don't forget to do the prayer, right?
I won't. I'm going to look at it right now.
All right. Amazing. And remember, I said my country is gone, right? I want you all to hear this. I never, I thought it was bad when we had the Allah Abba people bring them into our country, and then they were saying death to America. I thought that was it. And nothing else bad I can hear. But then I heard this. This is illegal aliens demands. This is from New York Post. Denver Mayor Mike Johnson has dealt with a flood of 40,000 migrants, which is illegal aliens, since last year. And now one encampment of migrants is demanding a list of requests for before they agree to move to a shelter. Watch this.
This encampment behind me, the migrant encampment that you see behind me in Central Park, they have made a list of demands, about 13 of them. That was made just a couple of days ago. Of course, they've been living here for the past couple of weeks or so, and on top of that, the group says that if their demands are met, they will voluntarily stay in city-funded shelters and leave their encampment where families, including young children, still live in tents. The list of demands from the migrants includes better food, as they have had grievances about the food provided by the city. They additionally want similar benefits to those in shelters, such as being put on a path towards a work permit.
They're not receiving any kind of official housing or
They have an advocate.
Immigration document support, which is incredibly necessary for them to be able to navigate the bureaucracy around these systems.
Other demands include shower access that will be available without time limits and can be accessed whenever needed. Medical professional visits that will happen regularly, and referrals for specialty care will be made as needed too.
Wow, and they got a Allahu Abba flag encampment. But that ain't all. This is one other part to this story that I'll let my assertion. You thought that was bad, and it is. This is from the New York Post about the same story. In March, Denver property owners were asked to open their homes to migrant families amid the closure of 4 shelters due to budget costs. Watch this from Fox.
The mayor's actually taking their demands seriously and wants you to be a good sport and let them stay at your house.
A single mom with a spare bedroom in her house, she felt a call to help.
Why aren't you doing something? You know, that just in my heart. That's what I was telling myself.
Family was nervous at first about the idea of taking in strangers.
Some of the greatest things that, you know, that you do or have done has been involved with some risk. We cooked meals together, we cleaned house together, you know, we just were a community with each other.
I want you to think about this. That evil mother female called the shelter, according to the report, and said, yeah, we'll take something out of our house. And the husband allowed it to happen with his family there too. And he allowed it to happen.
What the?
You don't know these people, where they come from. He put his own family at risk because he couldn't say no to his wife. You think that's bad from Denver, and it is? This is from Fox. A $5 million pilot program bringing free beer, wine, and vodka shots to San Francisco homeless alcoholic aims to relieve the city's emergency services. So before I play it, if you're homeless now in San Francisco, and according to this report, you're going to get free beer, free wine, free vodka. I wonder where they have a little orange juice with that. Watch this from California Insider.
Instead of giving them orthodox treatment, they give them shots of vodka or beer. And this supposedly calms them down, makes them feel good, and is less of a strain on the emergency services and the cops and everything else to pick them up off the street. So it's treating these alcoholic people with alcohol. But this is typical San Francisco. We really don't want to get rid of these people, I don't think, because too many people are going to be out of work. That's what's really behind it. Keep these people addicted to alcohol, and there'll be jobs for everybody. Why not use that $5 million to treat those 20 people for their alcoholic addiction in a way that reduces the addiction, not perpetuates it? Well, the impact is you have an institutionalized homeless population that you're never going to get rid of, that are now enslaved to you, that now owe their living to you, the politician. That's the impact.
Amazing. and yet they vote for the same government. It's the government that is doing this with the homeless people, and then it's the homeless people weakness that it's just that the homeless people love being victims because they get all this stuff free and now they spoil. But it's the government that giving it to them, and then it's the people who voted for the government that will give away their tax money to them so that they can stay in power. You're living in the old. Anyone that has anger is living, and you're subject to the Old Testament. And you're walking around earth in fear. All in the name of Jesus, in some cases. This is happening in broad daylight right now. This is from the Dallas News. Authorities are asking for the public's help to identify two people who robbed a mailman in Addison's earlier this month. Watch this.
Surveillance video shows the female postal carrier putting items into a mailbox in front of a home in Dublin Monday afternoon around 4:30, when suddenly a masked man followed by a second person comes up from behind her. The postal worker, who asked not to be identified, describes being robbed at gunpoint.
Somebody came behind me and boom, just hit me and put a gun to the back of my head. And he said, "Give me your keys. You don't want to die, do you?" I go, no. So I reached in and got my keys, gave him my keys, and he goes, "Where's your phone? You got 2 minutes."
The carrier went to the mail truck to get her phone and handed it to the armed robber while fearing the worst.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
But the two men ran away after taking the keys to mailboxes and the truck, along with her cell phone. She went to a neighbor for help in calling 911.
Remember when it was okay to go for the mailman to drop off the mail? Remember when it was okay to have mailbox outside of your home on the sidewalk there, and the mailman just drive by and drop the mail in? I want to encourage you, those who want it, and I understand most people don't want it. Most people love their hell. They love their misery. They love wishing hell upon other people. They get a thrill from it because it feels like life. I want to show you something that is pitiful. And this is it's just pitiful. People are putting homemade signs in their cars and businesses. They're putting homemade signs in their cars and businesses. You might ask why. Watch this photo.
Please don't steal my car. I am 20 years old and I bought this car on my own, and it means the world to me. I am poor.
Isn't that amazing? No more cops going to drive by now. No more daily police patrol. Homeless people everywhere, and it's okay for them to break in your car. Now you got to park your car and beg them not to break into your car.
Oh, there's one more picture. You want me to show?
Oh, and there's another picture?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, let me see it.
Single mother owned. Please show mercy. This is all I have.
Isn't that something? She has her business. That's all she had. Worked hard for it. And now she got to beg the people not to break into her business at night or at any time. Because sometimes they break in the daytime. No cops are coming. No cops are going to protect the citizen, a law-abiding citizen. This is not the way it's supposed to be. We need to do it all over again. This is not the way it's supposed to be. as Patti LaBelle says, this is not the way it's supposed to be. Well, there's some people down in Florida saying law and order is just common sense, right? This is from Fox. Florida sheriff has been making headlines for their no-nonsense approach. The Lee County sheriff is no exception. They're like, don't come down here with this mess. Watch this from X.
You want to come here and enjoy life? You come enjoy your life. We welcome everyone. The second side of that, you want to pay real close attention to. If you think you're going to deal poison and commit crime, stay clear of Lee County, Florida, and our great state of Florida. We're ready, and we will absolutely find you, hunt you down, and charge you to the fullest extent of the law. And think about where we are today. People should apologize for keeping law and order. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Safe havens? The only thing safe in my county is it's safe to assume and know that if you deal drugs, you're going to jail. We're not going to help people take drugs. We're going to help people that have drug addictions and get them the help they need. And we're going to help the dealers to be incarcerated. It's pretty simple. I mean, and why should we say, I'm sorry? No, we're not apologizing for keeping people safe. That's not happening here. Okay, New York getting people punched in the face for walking down the street. This is lawlessness. I mean, what has our world come to? I could tell you, politicians are worried about getting reelected rather than doing and saying what's right. And it really is disappointing. And I just can't believe what we're talking about today and the random acts of violence that are everywhere.
This is what happens when men are in charge. When men are in charge. Let your anger go so you can be free. Let your emotions go, which are not your own. Let those thoughts go, which are not your own. What you're feeling, and I talked about this Sunday in our fellowship, what you're feeling in you, inside of you, you're feeling that. And no one outside of you is to blame for what you are feeling, fear and jealousy and anger and doubt and worry. Let all that go, because things are going to get worse before they get better. They're probably never going to get better, but they can get better with you. That's a tough share. That's what happens when men are in control. They don't take no mess. Fox is reporting that the sheriff had a clear message for those who keep voting for the far-left policies. He said, I tell people all the time, and it's probably not popular to some, if you don't like living with law and order, have a nice day. Leave. If you don't like living with law and order, have a nice day. Leave. Go back to where you came from, because we don't want you here. Can they get it clear? What happened to that America? Anybody want to live in New York anymore? This is from the New York Post and TMZ. Horrifying video shows a masked fiend choke a woman with a belt on a New York City street and drag her body between cars to rape her. The suspect is in police custody thanks to the man's mother. Watch this from X. Get ready for this. Watch this from X.
And he goes, what? What? Touch. Vaya. Tiene pantalones blancos. He don't got no hat on, right? Arrastrándola.
She passed out. A black man did it. He looked black. Allegedly did it. That's in the United States of America, New York City, according to the report. This woman appears to be just walking down the street, hands in her pocket, going about her day, a purse on her shoulder. This guy walked up and allegedly put a belt around her neck and choked her out, dragging her, and took her between two cars, according to the report, and raped her. No police around because Black Lives Matter told y'all to get rid of the police. Black Lives Matter said, get rid of police brutality. Y'all said yes. No such thing as police brutality, by the way. But y'all said yes to that. I want to show you that one more time from New York Post and TMZ. This woman, according to the story, just walking down the street. I don't need to read the whole story over again, but walking down the street, some guy you're going to see walk up behind her, put a belt around her neck, drag her down, and drag her behind two cars, and according to the report, raped her. And then there's somebody recording it. Somebody is watching this happen, and they're, wherever they were, recording it. They didn't go down. It doesn't appear they went down to, that's security camera? Oh, surveillance camera. It's all surveillance cameras in the United States of America because y'all listen to some black people who told you to get rid of your cops. It's racist. Think about that. You listen to some angry, no good people who hate white people and was in for themselves tell you it's racist to have cops. Get rid of the cops, their police brutality, and you got rid of your cops. And look what's happening now. They're not around to save y'all from this. Watch this from X. Little lady walking.
What? Don't touch.
You got a belt around her neck.
Tiene pantalones blancos. He don't got no hat on, right? Arrastrando.
And drag her like. You got rid of the police, right? And now the black people are running wild. This is why we had the cops vote to prevent this from happening. But they told y'all to get rid of the cops, and y'all said, okay. You voted yes. You voted yes to get rid of the cops. You voted yes to get rid of the cops. And now employees are begging and homeless people, don't break into my business, or the people, homeless people and the thugs, don't break into my business, don't break into my car, don't do this, I'm poor. Because the cops are not going to come to protect you. You got rid of the cops. You got rid of the cops, you got rid of the cops. And now the lawless people are running the insane asylum. I mentioned, and then I'll get back to your call real fast here, but I mentioned that there's a kingdom of heaven within us, and that kingdom is hidden from those who don't want it. It's hidden from those who just read the Bible or the atheists or whatever you say you are. And it's only available to those who want it. Only for those who want it. And you have to want it. And it is done. You no longer have to be a slave to sin, to fear, to anger, to doubt. You don't have to be emotional, whether you agree or disagree. You don't have to feel anything about it. You can have your world right here on earth and be in perfect peace. And when you find that kingdom, here is what happens. Watch this.
If, by Rudyard Kipling, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but are none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Amazing.
By Rudyard Kipling.
Love that. That is the kingdom of heaven, right here on earth. Some of you might remember, I know you young people remember these riots with the Black Lives Matter, radical people and all those people, but there was another riot, and nothing got better. And they were crying racism and police brutality, and nothing got better. And this was back in 1992, and nothing got better. Those black people who over in South Central LA, who participated and burned down other people's businesses because the home that they live in, well, some of those black people used to own those homes, but they were renting them out. And they didn't mind burning them down. I want to remind you, just remember the LA riots in 1992, and let me know, do you hear the same theme today that they played back in 1992? Watch this compilation.
Parents teaching children to steal. If I had done that, my mom would beat the stuffings out of me if she had caught me stealing. But these parents teaching their kids to steal, I can't understand it. If they ever take their kids to church, do they ever teach them to believe in Jesus? I don't believe this stuff. I just can't.
Who could believe this? Looters of every race and color, just like their victims.
22 years down the drain. I mean, can people realize what they're doing is wrong? This is not the way to overcome racism.
And merchants in neighborhoods of every color picked through the scraps the looters had left behind. And what could they say?
There was a little 9 or 10-year-old and her mother. They were walking out with baskets full of brushes and combs and stuff like that.
And what did looters call this? They said, we're going shopping. A store overstocked for Mother's Day. Nothing left.
Why? You know? I don't know. Why?
Amazing, huh? The blacks are doing the same thing today in 2024. They're going shopping at your business. They're walking into the stores now and just taking it while the workers are there looking at them taking it. They're still doing it today. That was 1992. What has changed? How has anything gotten better for the blacks? They're doing the same thing. They're being used, they're being played, they're being had. And everybody's still wondering, why? Why are they doing this? Why is this happening? Why? They were asking those questions back to 1992. And they're still doing it. Smashing and grabbing, stealing. When Black Lives Matter carried out that insurrection upon America, the blacks went shopping. Their family, mama, grandma, granddaddy, everybody was out there together shopping and laughing and kicking up heels and felt nothing about it. Black Americans, I want you to know this is not the way it's supposed to be. You were not created by God to live this way. This is evil. And you're being used by whomever's over you. They have you doing this, and you won't jump off the merry-go-round and say no to this. You won't say, you know what, I can earn my own living. I could get a job. I could start my own business. I don't need to be taking people's stuff. I don't need to take my family shopping during riots and glad about it. And if you notice, it has gotten worse. They literally go into stores now with backpacks and just walk in a supermarket. Black people, no, stop it. It's not the way you're supposed to live. This is not, they lied to you about racism. The so-called civil rights movement set you up for personal gain. And now every type of evil you can think of is walking the earth. I want to play that one soundbite again so that you'll remember, and this is for all people, especially blacks, that you've been even this generation of blacks are being used for the same reason they were being used way back then, for personal gain. There was never any intention to end the so-called racist problem, which doesn't exist, by the way. They never meant to fix that problem. It was meant to do what you did then and what you're doing today, to use you, to get into office, to make you vote for them, to make you feel sad for yourself. They are not doing this. If you notice, the people, the so-called black leadership, and now the liberal white Democrat, and some of the Republicans, quiet as a kept, they are not out in the street rioting and carrying on. They have you doing it. They go on TV and talk about it. Oh, this is racism, this is police brutality. But they're not out there in the streets doing that. And their children are not out in the streets doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. They're not doing it. They have you doing it. I just want to remind you and pay attention to this, and you'll see that in 2024, the same thing is happening with the so-called Black Lives Matter mess, and now with the Palestine and Jewish mess going on. It's the same thing. Somebody using those people on both sides. Whoever are using them, they're not out there. They're pulling the strings, and you're the puppet. Pull the string and I'll walk for you. I'm your puppet. You remember that song? Do a little dance and I'll sing for you. I'm your puppet. Hassan doesn't remember that song either. What now? I'll do anything that you want me to. I'm your puppet. They pulling your string. And if you try to get off the string, you got hell to pay. Unless you just don't care and move on with your life anyway, and let evil people be evil. Let them be themselves. because there are evil people in the world today. I just want to play this really fast, and I want you to reflect on 1992 riot and look at today's riots and see if has anything changed. It's all an illusion. It's not real. That's why nothing changes. It's made up. Watch this compilation.
Parents teaching children to steal. If I had done that, my mom would beat the stuffings out of me if she had caught me stealing. But these parents teaching their kids to steal, I can't understand it. Don't they ever take their kids to church? Do they ever teach them to believe in Jesus? I don't believe this stuff. I just can't.
Yeah.
Who could believe this? Looters of every race and color, just like their victims.
22 years down the drain. I mean, can people realize what they're doing is wrong? This is not the way to overcome racism.
And merchants in neighborhoods of every color picked through the scraps the looters had left behind. And what could they say?
There was a little 9 or 10-year-old and her mother. They were walking out with baskets full of brushes and combs and stuff like that.
And what did looters call this? They said, we're going shopping. A store overstocked for Mother's Day. Nothing left.
Why? You know? I don't know. Why?
They're still asking why. Because the word is made up. It's not real. And the people are being played. And I remember the Asians had businesses down there in South Central LA. And some of them had to go on rooftops with guns to protect their businesses.
Yeah.
Let me see the video.
Oh, Lord. You know, they impose it on you.
Listen at him.
This is not Sandy, folks.
It's just so pathetic, though.
Look at that. Starbucks gave them free ice cream to get a dog. The dog gonna get diarrhea. And now the dog gotta go to the dog doctor.
Hey, the dog can't even breathe. You hear the nose?
Look, here's Sandy. This is Sandy, her son dog. Look at that. Starbucks said, get this to your dog.
Walking the light. What the?
You know,
incredible.
It's funny because I think Hassan said he realized it.
Realize
I
what?
hope so.
You realize what?
That when you give the dogs not dog food but human stuff, it weakens the dog even more. And that's why
they get diarrhea from this. The system is not.
Yeah.
And he knows it, but he can say no. They impose it on me.
Influenced by the Starbucks.
Right.
No, but there's other video. The dog there, you could his nose. He can't even breathe out the nose. He's so little. But the people just don't care.
Don't even care. Starbucks don't care because Starbucks just trying to make the money. I want to show you really fast. Blacks for Trump. There is this idea that the blacks are for Trump for every kind of reason, right? But the blacks who are for Trump, they are for Trump because they, as individuals, they see that their life is not working. Everything is cost through the roof, gas prices, jobs are difficult to find, and they see what Trump is going through and how he's dealing with that. They're learning and they love Trump for that example. They're loving him for it. And they see, some of them definitely see that the Democratic Party does not care about them. Never have, never will, ain't gonna. It was just for the vote. Nothing else. It was for the vote. And some blacks, especially younger black entrepreneurs, are waking up to that now. And Donald Trump is setting the example. Yahoo has reported that New York giant legend Lawrence Taylor made a surprise appearance in Wildwood, New Jersey, taking the stage at Donald Trump's campaign rally and received a rousing ovation from the nearly 100,000 in attendance. Watch this from RSBN.
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what, he will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again, okay?
Nice. Isn't that beautiful? So there are black, especially men, black men are waking up. And some women too, some of the black women too. But the women tend to stay with the Democrats because they've been catered to. Like now they're going north. They're using the black women to help destroy America. But there are some black women who are walking away from it. The black men are walking away from it in numbers. And I have to tell you, anger is going out of control. Everybody out of control. Everybody and their mama, if you're black, everybody and their mama, pushing anger and calling it good. Even a Christian, where Jesus was angry to justify human anger, their anger, they said Jesus was angry. Isn't that something? And they were miserable. Jesus wasn't miserable. If Jesus had been angry, he would have been miserable, unhappy, jealous, strife, gossiping, biting, and trying to hurt human beings. He came and set you free. He didn't come to hurt you. And there is so much anger in the world today. I want you to watch this clip from X. Watch this.
Get away from my car.
Come on!
Get away from
really,
my car.
you? Boy? Get out of your car, boy! Son!
Go somewhere, crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. Get out of your car now. Come on. Come on now. I'm so ready to fight club this. Let's go. Come on.
No.
Come on. Oh, you're a get a degree. Go to school.
I am what I
Go
need.
to school. Go to school.
You see my car versus your car.
Get a degree.
Bye.
She like, get a degree.
Bye.
Make $1 million a year. Are you gonna post this? Because you look like a right now. I with your get a degree. Go to school. Go to school. Oh, I'm putting it on the internet. Really?
Yo, get away from my.
What a miserable female, right? Miserable. That's why she kept going back and forth. The thrill of doing it, mean everything to her. She got a degree. And look how miserable you are with a degree. A piece of expensive paper is not going to bring you peace. It's not. One other quick thing about some jokes really write themselves. They have this hunger strike at Princeton University. The Palestinian people, I guess. Yeah, but they hungry. Fat as a pig, but hungry. Watch this from Citizen Free Press. A scene from Princeton hunger strike for Hamas. They hungry for Hamas. You gonna eat Hamas when you get it? Watch this from X.
Almost every faith tradition in the world engages in the spiritual practice of fasting. The three major Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, are no exception to this. Jesus himself said, of some evils in the world, they require both prayer and fasting. And we are here to live into that word.
This is my choice, and I would not spend my birthday doing anything other than being here and standing in solidarity with you all and standing in solidarity with our siblings and innocent people in Gaza. This is absolutely unfair. We are physically exhausted.
That fat lady, she ain't starving.
We are both cold
Hey,
and hot
y'all.
at the same time.
Come on in.
We are all immunocompromised. They would love to continue physically weakening us because they can't stand to say no to unjust murder.
Amazing. That first woman, she was not hungry. Looked like she had just finished breakfast. She can use a hunger strike. She can use a hunger strike.
What the?
For the next year. This is from 2 Corinthians 10:5. 2 Corinthians 10:5. We demolish arguments and every pretension that set itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captivity every thought to make it obedient to Christ. Every thought we bring into captivity to make it obedient to Christ. Every thought. I wonder what you think that, and I know people read the Bible, but they miss these kinds of things. They miss these type of things to bring every thought to make them obedient to God, bring them into captivity. And I want you to know, do what you want, of course, but I want you to know this is so true and so deep that all human beings miss it for a minute until they stay with it, and they start to get hold of what it really means. 2 Corinthians 10:5. We demolish arguments and every pretension that set itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captivity every thought to make it obedient to Christ. If you can just, and it takes years, I understand. It doesn't need to take years, but it takes years for a lot of people. And the reason is that the average, all people are so identified and addicted and identified with thoughts. It's hard to believe that you're not your thought. That you're not your thought. It's hard for people to believe that they don't even create a thought. Even the practical thoughts that we get are created by God. We don't even create our own practical thought. But the hardest thing in the whole wide world for the average male or female to believe that you're not your thought. A thought or thoughts are just thoughts. That's all it is. Think about it. Look at yourself. Really look at the thoughts you get. All of your thoughts are about the past or the so-called future. They are all the same. And there's no life in them. There's nothing good in them. There's nothing. They're just thoughts. But you're so invested in them and so reactionary to them, it's hard to believe that you're not your thought. How do you accept that? And if I'm not my thought, then who am I? They say. Thoughts are just thoughts. And thoughts have no meaning. And thoughts are just about the past or future, which doesn't exist at all, because whatever happens, it happened now. It doesn't even happen in the past. When it happened now, and when that now is gone, that is gone. But your enemy who disguises himself as you will always bring bad thoughts to you. Thoughts. And you think that you're coming up with them and you believe them and you overreact. You overreact to them. And you can just keep reliving them in your mind only. Only. Because your hell is inside of you and no one else is to. You are the cause and the effect of your own hell. Think about that one. You are the cause and effect of your own hell. Nobody else is. You can't blame no one for your hell, for your misery, for your fears, for your jealousy, your doubt, your strife, your loneliness, your suicidal thoughts, your anger, your fear, everything. It's you. You are the cause and effect for your own hell. Nobody else is. Think about, smoke on that one. And the first thing you want to do is blame someone else for your own misery. You made me feel that way. No, you didn't make me feel that way. I was already that way. I want to just give you just a few things that is not going to make your life better. It's not going to work. I've told you before that people, places, and things cannot make your life work. Yes, we have to work with one another here on earth, buy food, go to your business to buy what you have and blah, blah, blah. But no person, money, place, or thing can save you from the hell that you're living in, right? Nothing is going to help but overcoming the hell. Really. And every human being, there's not one, I don't care who they say they are or what, there's not one person that is not living in hell until they return to the Father. Not one. I don't care what money, color, male, female, whatever. Every black, white, Chinese, Japanese, Oriental, whatever, Mexican, rich or poor, you're living in hell. And nothing's going to save you from hell. No pastor, nobody, until you return to the Father. You must be born of the Father. You can go to counseling until the cows come home. But if you don't return to the Father, ain't nothing going to be able to save you. Becoming a pastor or a priest won't help you. Watch this from a root of orthodoxy. We don't have it.
It's a terrible thing to be a priest. It's beautiful, in some sense. I wouldn't change it. You love it, but you have to die. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's not a career. It's something you just bear, in a good way with Christ, because you're entering into that in some small way, because the priesthood is Christ's. And so, it's a fearful thing to be a priest. It's really a fearful thing. God help us. God help us. We're men, men who make mistakes. Hopefully we're upholding church teaching as best we can. If you want to be a priest, then you have to be ready to suffer. Because you have to suffer with Christ for your people and for the world around you.
What's that about? That's my first time seeing it. My producer gave it to me. What he crying for? You got to die with Christ. You have to suffer. Because being a priest ain't going to do it. It ain't going to help you. I don't know why he doing all that crying. I don't know what he mean by you have to die and then he crying. Surely he knows that there is no death. Death doesn't exist unless he just means the ego death. I don't know. But he's boo-hooing, so becoming a priest won't help you. Helping the homeless won't help you, or helping the homeless won't help you, or the homeless. You won't be helped either way. Watch this from Deborah George.
Yeah? Bless you, baby. You okay? You want to come get a donut? How about a donut? Right here, babe. No, you're good. You're good. What? Come on up. Come on up. We love you. What's your name? Okay, we love you. You want this donut, honey? All right, Father, in the name of Jesus, I just pray over my friend right now.
In the
And I
name.
take authority over this addiction. I break it over him in Jesus' name. Father, just touch him right now. Say this with me. Say, Jesus. Say it out loud. Say, Jesus.
Jesus.
Come into my heart. Come in. Just say, come in. Come in.
Come in.
Amen.
Come in.
Yeah, say, come in. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. We love you, honey.
I don't know who's most lost, that man or that woman. Just say, thank you. Lord, come into my life. Thank you, Jesus. That ain't going to help you. That's just a thrill that she's getting. It ain't doing nothing for that poor man. He don't even know he got the donut in his hand. That ain't going to help you, folks. That ain't going to do it. Only a return to the Father. Only forgiving and returning to the Father. Only. You can do whatever else you want to try if you want, but it's a waste of time. It ain't going to do it. You must forgive and return to the Father. Getting a girlfriend is not going to help. Watch this from YouTube.
Who has the best girlfriend ever?
I do.
Who just bought you all this stuff?
She did.
And all the stuff?
My girl bought all of it, and I'm about to eat this.
Is he
And
Mexican?
then we're gonna chow on that.
But we're not eating it all. Just know that. Because we gotta save some.
Yeah.
You know?
Relax.
Because Boo deserved it. Even though we get in our arguments sometimes, I still love you, okay?
I love you too.
Yeah.
I love you too, baby.
Yeah, you better. So I just spent some money on you, yeah.
What a mess. I'm sure they're acting, Sean, they got to be acting out, right? He was serious. He looked scared. And I would be scared too if some woman brought me some food. Who brought this to you, babe? Who gave you this? I gave you this. Oh. I'm being told that the name of that video is Someone Please Save This Man. Having a girlfriend ain't gonna do it. He looked cold or scared or something. Like, let me say what she want me to say, because this food looking good. And the other one, so getting a girlfriend ain't gonna do it. Hating your husband is not gonna help. Watch this.
Realize hating your husband. Like, for real. It's okay to go through about a minute, half a day, couple hours, a full day, even a week of just like, I can't stand you right now. But deep down or in the back of your head, it might be all the way down in your toes at this point, you know I love you so much. And I know we're in this together. We're just in the thick of it.
Now, do you believe when I tell you that women are evil? Satan is their God. The God above is the man's God, and the God below is the woman's God. They need help. See how that is? That ain't going to save you, though. It ain't going to help you. You must forgive and return to the Father. Running from your fears won't help you. Watch this from the Phantom. Amazing.
I think he senses your fear. Get over there and face him. No, get over there and face him. You can't run from him. He's going to win. Yeah, win it! Win it! Yeah! You're winning! You're winning!
That boy ain't winning. That boy being traumatized. He's scared of the rooster. I remember when I was a kid, I was scared of the rooster because the rooster would come at you like that. And they'd be like serious. And the rooster was, I guess, protecting the hens. And I didn't know that. But I was screaming and carrying on like that. That boy too fat to be up there screaming like that. But that ain't the way to deal with it. That father's traumatizing him. Have you been afraid of the rooster before, Hassan?
I was just gonna ask you, they come at you crazy?
They come at you like they're trying to bite you and hurt you. They really do. So I understand why that boy was afraid, but he was screaming and carrying. And the father is causing trauma by making the boy have the rooster run after the boy, and the boy has to face it. What the? Come on, man! Facing a fear like that is not going to help you. Don't let anyone tell you, not one. Anyone that tells you that you can't overcome, they are your enemy. There's nothing on this side of heaven that you cannot overcome. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't overcome. All right? They're lying to you. It's the same kind of lie they tell you that anger is good. Anyone that tells you that anger is good is your enemy. Don't let them tell you that you cannot overcome, all right? Don't let it happen. Don't believe it. You get away from that person. Watch this from TikTok.
What's the hardest thing you had to overcome in your life?
Killing somebody.
You're going to have to explain that because people are going to think you're a murderer.
Army. I'm Army Ranger.
How did you overcome that?
You don't. You never overcome that.
Amazing. And you can overcome that. I counsel with men and women that have been in the military, and they too have been told they can't overcome the trauma of the military. But when I show them, point the right way for them to overcome, they overcome. They overcome it. They've been lied to by the expert counselors and then professionals and all those people, dumb people with degrees, and they've been lying to the men of the military that you can't overcome. That's a lie, a bald-faced lie. That is evil. You can overcome that. And don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't. Whomever tell you that, they're evil and don't know what they're doing or just can't see. They're unconscious. You can't overcome the military too. Ain't no such thing as post-traumatic stress disorder and now you're stuck for the rest of your life. That doesn't even make sense. You're not stuck. You can be free. But you must forgive. You must forgive. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go and forgive. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go and forgive. Watch this from Wikipedia. Gary Leon Ridgway is an American serial killer. Gary Leon Ridgway is an American according to Wikipedia, an American serial killer known as the Green River Killer. Green River Killer. He was initially convicted of 48 separate murders and committed between murderers committed between the early 1980s. Convicted of 48 separate murders committed between the early 1980s and the late 1990s. Watch this from A and E. Mind blowing.
On November 5th, 2003, all doubt of Ridgway's guilt was erased. he pleaded guilty to the murders of 48 women.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
It's like he didn't have any remorse at all for what he had done. You know, he'd killed so many people, he didn't remember who they were, what they looked like. I just couldn't believe that somebody could kill all those people and not remember them.
Neither could the angry relatives of his victims, who were invited to speak in court when Ridgway was sentenced to life without parole on December 18, 2003.
In your words, you said that they didn't mean anything to you, but she meant everything to us.
She was a mother, she was a wife, she was a sister, and we miss her.
I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
But then the emotionless facade finally cracked when the father of one of his victims appeared to surprise him with a dose of human kindness.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
Wow. Now that's deep. All those other judgmental females and maybe another male, I don't know if another male got one up there, they're unforgiven because Satan is their God. And one man went and forgave. Because whatever happened with those murders, Gary Leon Ridgway did not do them. Now, yes, the law of the land for punish him for what happened, but he didn't do it. Just like you who are doing what you are doing is not you. The same spirit, the evil spirit or spirits that was driving Gary Leon Ridgway from doing what that caused him to do what he's been accused of doing, it's the same spirit that causes you to gossip. It's the same spirit that causes you to want to get revenge. It's the same spirit that says you're an alcoholic, a lesbian, a homosexual, or cut your body parts off. It's the same spirit that causes you to lie and cheat and steal. It's the same spirit that causes you to argue with your husband or your wife or turn your children away from the fathers. It's the same spirit that causes you to hate yourself and others. It's the same thing. No different. But in your own fallen state, you'll think your little thing is a little better than anybody else. You're not so bad. You're still evil. Anyone that has evil has unforgiveness, and you are a murderer. You're evil. It's not you. God is not holding that against Gary Leon Ridgway. And that one man went and forgave him. Isn't that amazing? You must, if you want to be free, forgive. You got to drop the anger and return to the Father. That's what life is all about. Nothing, it ain't about getting a husband or a wife or this or that. It's about a return to the Father. Watch this for reclaimed masculinity.
Kept me away from my dad for 26 years. You know what kept me away from him? My mom told me that my dad said I was a mistake and kept me away from my father. Every time, this been looking for me since I was a kid.
Yeah.
He's been looking for me. I finally talked to my dad. He's a good dude. My mom told me my dad has not paid child support since I was a kid. I finally meet this. He has like envelopes full of shit proof showing he's been paying child support. My mom calls me. What you doing, baby? What's going on? I'm at my dad's house. What the you doing at the house? Didn't I say don't discuss family business? My dad bust through the door and snatched the phone. I was trying to, like, no. He's like, hello? Put my son back on the phone. No, it's my son too. What do you want? Put my son back on the phone. And my dad loses it. Going in on my mom. and I'm listening to my mom, all that slapping, abuse, and beating me up, choking me when I'm on the floor, beating me with belts, wrapping hangers around other hangers. My mom turned into a 2-year-old little girl when my dad started talking to her. She talked to me like my entire life. He's yelling on the phone, "You mad because I left you, and I didn't want to be with you no more, and you kept my son away from me as a weapon."
Amazing. That's the same spirit that did that to that boy, what he says mother did to him. It's the same spirit that drove Gary Leon Ridgway, according to Wikipedia, what he did, murdering 48 separate women. That's the same spirit that drove the mother to turn the children away from the father, the son from the father, or the daughter from the father. It's the same spirit. Evil is evil is evil no matter what. You can live blindly in your own ego and believe that your little thing is better, is not as bad as someone else, but it is. Anyone that has anger has no love, period. That fake feeling of love is not love. That's hate. And nothing is going to save you from that but a return to the Father. No no letting someone tell you that you can't overcome. Running from your fears won't help. Hating your husband is not going to help. Getting a girlfriend is not going to help. Helping the homeless won't help you or the homeless. Becoming a pastor or priest won't help you. It won't help you. Forgiveness will. You got to go and face your mother. Your mama, folks, your mama screwed you up. She turned you away from your father. In return, turned you away from God, and that's what's missing. And the devil tell you is everything else but that. But that's what's missing. A return to the Father. Amazing. So some of you may have heard about the that there's going to be a showdown. But I'm wondering, is it really going to happen? Or is this just another play to pretend that they want to debate Donald Trump so they can say we tried? Well, some of you are aware, probably all of you by now, if not unless you had your head in the sand somewhere, that according to NBC, Joe Biden and former Donald Trump have agreed to debate in June and September. Watch this from Fox.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal.
I think I know why Joe Biden is agreeing, though. There's an article in the New Republic, and it says the Democrats have a Joe Biden problem. Mm-hmm. When you look, the polls rightly calls panic among Democrats, but it also shows that the election is not a lost cause for the party, talking about the other candidates. While the numbers for Biden specifically are terrible, other Democrats are performing quite well. And they cite Nevada, which the candidate is up by 12. They cite Arizona, and they cite Pennsylvania. So essentially, there's a call behind the scenes for the Democrats to move away from Biden, and they don't mean pick a different candidate, but to focus down ballot and not Joe Biden. That's why he needed this debate to happen.
Well, I myself would never recommend going on a stage with Donald Trump, but the president has decided that's what he wants to do.
Well, I think it's good news if we actually get to have it. I'm still not convinced it's going to happen.
Me either. I have a wait-and-see attitude about this. And I don't know what the Democrats are up to, but they're up to something. Y'all need to know that. They're not just going to lay down and let this thing happen and let Donald Trump win. The Democrats are up to something. Isn't that amazing? They're up to something. And the reason I know I'm just I'm waiting to see. Always have a wait and see attitude about all things anyway. Have a wait and see attitude. It's the right way to live. Have a wait and see. It's the right way to live. So I'm just waiting and seeing. I'm also watching these trials and things that they try to put the Great White Hope through and waiting to see how those things would turn out as well. So far, they're not looking pretty for the Democrats or the people who are trying to hurt the Great White Hope. But here are some of the restrictions that let you know that something is up. And it ain't what the Democrats are allowing us to know. This is from Fox. Here are each of the restrictions the Biden campaign is demanding. Listen to this. They want to have a debate, but they don't want anyone there. What the? So here are some of the Biden's campaign demands. No audience. No RFK Jr. They don't want him to be a part of it. Or any other third-party candidates. No audience, no RFK Jr., or any other third-party candidates. Limited news outlets. Limited news outlet. And candidates' mics must mute after every time expires. What kind of debate is that? That sounds like a lunch. No audience, no RFK Jr. or any other third-party candidate, limited news outlets, and candidates' mics must mute after every time expires. That's a lunch. That's not a debate. Joe Friday making a point. Isn't that basically saying that Biden is weak? Absolutely. They might as well just say, you know what, we want all these things because Biden is weak and we don't know what's going to happen with him up there. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the medication going to work or not. So I'm making the point that there's the kind where Biden can say whatever he wants and get no pushback. Yeah. If Donald Trump says, oh, they're going to mute his mic. But to be honest, I have to wait to see if they even hold these debates. And Donald Trump accepted them. He said, oh, okay, I'll do it. In spite of all these demands, I'll do it. Isn't that amazing? What manner of man is this? The wind and sea obey him. What manner of man is this? The wind and sea obey him. What manner of man is this? The wind and sea obey him. If what you're looking for is peace and love and joy, he's the one. Amazing. He said yes to all this mess. I'll do it. But can you spot the alpha in round one of this soundbite? This is from Insider News. Highlights from Trump and Biden's chaotic first presidential debate. Watch this from CNN.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Sure. Stand back and stand by.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, are you in favor of law and order?
I'm in favor of law. You follow it.
Are you in favor of law and order? Go
yes,
ahead.
I'm in favor.
You asked a question, let him finish.
Law and order.
Law and order.
Let him answer.
Law and order with justice, where people get treated fairly.
Mr. President, I'm the moderator of this debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer.
Go ahead. Your party wants to go socialist medicine.
My party is
and
me.
Socialist
right
healthcare.
Now, I am
and
the
they're going to dominate
Party.
you, Joe. You know that.
I am the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the Democratic Party is what I, in fact, approved of.
First of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Wow. What manner of man is this? The wind that sea obey him. That is amazing. And I want to know, can you spot the alpha male in round 2? This is from X. And it's from 1967. Should a woman be allowed in bars? Watch this from X.
How do you feel about women being allowed into this bar?
I don't like it.
1 out of 2. Isn't that amazing? I don't like it. And talking about the good old days, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. I want you to watch this from X, an interview in the 80s when they started banning drinking and driving back in the 80s. Watch this from X.
To restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting communist when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be a communist country.
That's right. And now it is. I remember when that battle was on about the seatbelt, too. I used to think, how government or anyone going to tell me that I have to wear a seatbelt? Shouldn't I be allowed to kill myself if I want to? Or die not having a seatbelt in my car? They ain't gonna. It was a big deal, too. They tried to tell you, somebody, no good people running the government trying to tell you to wear a seatbelt. Isn't that amazing? And you can't drive and drink when they're always drunk. It was a big deal. I do remember that. Now everybody buckling up, even the little children. Communism is winning in America because it seemed as though it came about when we were not paying attention. I was too young to pay attention to it. So I think communism been coming in the making for a while. We were not aware of it. Like a storm was coming, but you didn't know it until it hit your house or got near your home. Then you realized the storm was coming. And that lady's right. That guy's right. We now have a communist country. Did you know that in America, I knew this already, I think, but I had forgotten. Did you know that in America, if you have a job, you have to pay for some female having children and she want to go to work and she need a daycare center or something, babysitter center, you have to pay for that. For some female who decided to have a baby out of wedlock or left her husband, whatever situation, or just want to go to work, you have to, that come out of your paycheck. Isn't that amazing? You didn't decide that, oh, I want to pay for this woman to lay down and have a baby and go to work and I have to pay for it. You didn't make that decision. Somebody else did. And you have to pay for it. It's so commonplace now that most people don't even think about it. And the only reason I remember right now is because I heard a debate about it this morning. You are paying for some women to have children and they want to play man and go to work rather than raising their own children. And the government said, okay, and now you have to pay for it. This is from my CBS 4. A Florida man told the officer who pulled him over that he was taking a swig of bourbon when he stopped at traffic lights, when he stopped at lights and stop signs. So he wasn't drinking and driving because he only took the drinks when he stopped at the lights or stop sign. That's when he would take a little drink from his bottle. Watch this from WP TV.
This man from Vero Beach admits he was drinking behind the wheel, but only at stop signs. Earl Stevens Jr. told deputies he would only sip his Jim Beam bourbon when he was at a red light or a stop sign. He was booked into the Indian River County Jail.
Well, why did they book him? He wasn't drinking and driving. He only did it when he stopped. He had a point, right?
What the?
Only when he stopped. And now he's in jail. This is from X. Let's take a look at this footage by law enforcement. Pulled over for drinking with a suspended license plate. Watch this from X.
April 12th, 2023. Police pulled over a woman after running her plate and finding out it was suspended.
Stay in the car.
What are you putting me up for?
It shows you're suspended.
I'm
that's
not suspended.
Why.
I just sent out a check. I'm not.
Okay, let me see your driver's license. Let me see your driver's license.
It's nothing to see, bro. It's nothing to see. Then we have a whole.
Do you have your driver's license and proof
yes,
of
insurance?
insurance?
Yes, I do. But you just pulled
me. May I see
What was
it?
your reason for pulling me over?
You failed the signal go around the truck. And
No, I
it shows you're
didn't. No, I
suspended.
didn't. You just lied. Watch out.
No.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm closing my door.
conducting a traffic stop.
Okay, but you didn't know, bro. Watch out. Let me close my door.
No, you're not closing.
Let me close my door. I don't have to produce you with anything.
Yes,
at the
you
moment.
do.
No, I don't. I put him over to get gas. Out of my face.
Is she
This
naked?
is a traffic stop.
I don't care what it
Required
is.
by
I don't
state law
care.
to
I don't
identify
care.
yourself to me. Understand
I
that?
don't care. Black, like you're like I'm here for my fucking life. I'm a black woman. You're always shooters. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Right?
Where is it
Yes
at?
or no?
Where is
Yes or no? When I just told y'all that I have a check that already got sent out. I hate white officers, bro. White people, period, bro. This let me go, bro. Like I had anxiety and everything, bro. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. You're harassing me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Relax. I can't breathe. Okay, relax. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
He can't breathe because he's too fat.
Hood in there.
Stop touching me. Is you retarded?
Black people are a mess. Blacks are a mess. And they wonder why they're having such a hard time in life. I can't breathe. Shut up, you can breathe. She can breathe. She's just trying to act out. Black people are a mess. Not all, but most. A mess. I don't think there's any other race like the blacks. Really, I just don't think so. God, what happened with the blacks? Hatred and victimhood. Watch this from X.
America was started as a business. It's not about your freedom, it's a business. So we're sitting up begging these white men to give us rights. No, affect their money. That's why white men change stuff. Segregation ended because of the Montgomery boys boycott, because the city of Montgomery almost went bankrupt because of an 18-month boycott. These white men all of a sudden didn't change their minds. Abraham Lincoln did not free enslaved people because he felt like he needed to do this. He did it to cripple the South economically. Anytime they've done anything, it wasn't to help us because we were humans. It was to mess up another white man's money. So we don't get rights until we mess up a white man's money. That's it. And until they see us as human beings, we got to mess their money up. That's it.
And give me some more rice and beans in the meantime. What now? See how there's something wrong with the blacks. That's not normal thinking. That's not true. That's not, and even it's not true, but let's say it was true. What does it have to do with her? What does it have to do with her? But if you're black, it's her. They've been playing victimhood and hating for the last 70 years. For the last 70 years. And it's getting worse. The victimhood mentality is not slowing down. They just want the white man's money. Give us the white man's money. We don't want to work for it. What do you mean work for it? We don't have to work for it. Just give me the white man money. That's all. I want to show you something that happened, according to a report, in the House, in the American government. I'm accustomed to seeing these things happen in foreign governments because we've shown you, especially when we're doing radio, we showed you many times that the foreign government fighting with one another. But never did I imagine that it would be happening in America. It just didn't seem possible. And I remember a while back that guy from, I believe he was from Philadelphia, was going to work in short pants and hoodies and all kind of stuff. And the people were like, what the? He's still wearing his hoodie, and now things are even worse. Yeah, John Fetterman. Remember, he was wearing hoodies and short pants to the White House to work. It's getting worse and worse and worse. You better take over your own world, folks. You are your world. Why not take charge of it? I want you to see something that happened in the United States of America government. These are government representatives. This is from NBC. A House committee meeting devolved into chaos when Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to a question from so-called, quote-unquote, Representative Jasmine Crockett. Marjorie, according to the report, responded to Jasmine by saying, I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading. Watch this from X. Watch this.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the
suspend.
physical
Meeting
appearance
will
of another
suspend.
person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Your words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are gonna move and we're gonna take your words down.
I'm not
Has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
stretching your
object.
words.
I am
You're
not
distracting.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, we're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just said
You
that
just voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
stand
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right, Chair. I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can.
Wow, the men are letting the women go out of control. And that black woman called Marjorie Taylor bleached, blonde, bad built, butch body. And the men just don't know what to do with them. They're like, these are the kind of women we left at home this morning. What do? We couldn't handle them at home. Now y'all acting that way here. Can you imagine this? Bleach, blonde, bad built butch body. That's what the black woman said. And then that Cortez woman, she had to speak up for the black. Mama came to save. The men are just sitting around there like, what? And that one man, like, he said he has 2 ear things, plugs or whatever they are. He can't hear anything. And he's glad he can't. At least he doesn't have to get up to try to stop him. I remember, and Hate reminded me of this too, that I thought in Congress, in the government, you are not supposed to impugn the character of your fellow congressman. They always say, blah, blah, blah. They try to say, we treat each other right. That's out of the window. That's in our government, folks. Fight like cats. Just in case you missed that, I want to play it one more time. This is from NBC. This is in the United States of America. Do you still want women in government? You still want it? NBC. A House committee meeting devolved into chaos when Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to a question from Representative Jasmine Crockett by saying, I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading. Wow. Watch this from X.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are going to move and we're going to take your words down.
I'm not apologizing.
Well, then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
stretching your
object.
words.
I am
You're
not
retracting.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, we're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
stand
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Chairman, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, about coming
Chair,
talk S
I don't
about
know if
her.
you noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm
And he
very
said,
deaf.
thank God, I'm
not
pretending I don't hear it.
understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can.
Wow. This is in the House. And I have to say, all 3 of the women are wrong. Absolutely wrong. They shouldn't be in our government. That's not the way you're supposed to act in government. Young people looking, the world is looking. But this is what happens when you allow females to get involved like that. And this is from NBC. Here's what that stupid so-called Cortez had to say. She was up there screaming and carrying on. According to NBC, that is absolutely unacceptable. Quote unquote from Cortez. AOC said, that is absolutely unacceptable. AOC said, how dare you attack the physical appearance of another person? Greene taunted AOC, asking, are your feelings hurt? Oh, your feelings hurt. Oh, girl, baby girl. AOC shouted back. Oh, girl, baby girl. AOC shout back. Don't even play. These are grown people. Do you still want women in your government? They're fighting. This is why normal women don't like working for women. They know. Joel Fry said, I'm with Marjorie Greene if I had to choose. I am too. I like the fact that Marjorie Greene is not backing down from the people of color, especially black women of color. You don't mess with black women. They're special. They're supposed to be able to just get away with all kind of crap because they're black women. You heard that woman that was stopped by the cops, right? I'm a black female. I'm a black female. And AOC just had a hissy fit. This is, according to NBC, this is absolutely unacceptable, AOC said. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person? Greene taunted AOC, asking, oh, your feelings hurt. Is your feelings hurt? And, oh, baby girl, AOC shout back. Don't even play. And this is from X. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says, this is from X. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says, y'all talk noise and then y'all can't take it. Y'all talk noise and then y'all can't take it. Because if I come and talk about her, y'all gonna have a problem. This is this super black female. Y'all talk noise. What kind of communicate? They're worse than my talk, and I'm not in government. What the? Y'all talk noise, and then y'all can't take it. Because if I come and talk about her, y'all gonna have a problem. May God have mercy on my country.
Yep, but there's one other quick thing I wanted to cover real quick. This isn't something we would normally cover, but it's very interesting to me.
Okay.
So I updated your packet.
Yeah, I will try to pull it up now.
This is the latest news in boxing. So tomorrow is a very big, like, heavyweight boxing fight. They're calling it the biggest fight in like 20 or 30 years.
Oh, that's happening tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from DAZN, only one day until the biggest fight of 2024, Tyson Fury, the WBC champion and unified heavyweight champ, Alexander Usyk, meet tomorrow in Saudi Arabia. This is from Combat Embedded. Go ahead and play that.
Alexander Usyk was introduced to the non-boxing fans when he beat Anthony Joshua twice over. Tyson Fury, how he's done it, you know, you saw that from near-death experience fighting Wilder, getting back up the floor. So you got me all over now. That surely is going to be the end of the fight.
But I'm a conqueror. Remember that. He's Alexander, but I am the great.
Всей моей карьеры это спортивной карьеры и спортивного моего бытия.
So you've got the best fighters in the world fighting the best.
We may get surprised, you never know.
The baddest man walking the face of the earth. Two undefeated boxers in their prime going up against one another. It's going to be incredible.
Listen, it's been going on a long time. He's going to put the fight on for all the belts. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Let's go, my brother, let's go.
So this is the two best heavyweights in the world fighting each other.
Who is the heavyweight champion of the world?
Amazing.
So heavyweight boxing, you know.
So those two guys going to fight?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh.
And so one of them is from Ukraine and one of them's from Britain. And, you know, heavyweight boxing is a big deal. This is like the biggest and best fighters in the world. And since they're both undefeated, they're both undisputed, it's like this is really the end of the line for one of them.
So they are the best in the world?
Yeah.
In the whole wide world?
Yeah, the two best. The two best and biggest. You know, they have different weight classes.
Right.
If they were 50 pounds less, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Oh, I see.
But they're the biggest and best, and it really gets the people going. But the part that I find really interesting is the next clip, because this guy, Alexander Usyk is from Ukraine, and he can't really speak English. Like he can, but it's all broken. So there's this thing, this like sort of running joke, and you'll see why in a second. But this is from Boxing Forum 24. This quote from Alexander Usyk is a classic. This guy is very feel. Watch this compilation.
How are you feeling?
I'm feel. I'm very feel.
How do you feel?
I'm feel. Good. I'm very feel.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm feel. I'm very feel. I'm hungry.
Under Usyk. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm feel. I'm very feel.
You are Phil.
I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
How do you feel?
I'm feel. I'm very feel.
How are you feeling?
I'm feel. I'm feel. I'm very feel.
Alexander, I gotta ask you, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feel. Hello, amigos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very feel. I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
What does that mean?
What?
I am feel? You feel?
Yes, I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very fine.
What?
So the running joke is that one day after a fight, he was asked, "How do you feel?" And he just said, "I am feel. I'm very feel," because he doesn't know how to speak English.
Wow.
So maybe that's just me.
And
but
then it caught on. Huh?
yeah, it's like accidentally kind of profound.
Nice.
You know, he doesn't say how he feels. He
Right.
says, "I am feel."
And now he just used that all the time?
Yeah. So once he said it the first time, it sort of went viral, and now he just says it all the time. You know, as a
Nice.
joke. I am feel. It kind of reminds me of Trump when they took the photo shoot of him, and he was like, "I am the storm."
Oh,
You know?
yeah, that was deep. Are you going to watch the fight?
Probably not.
Yeah.
And, you know, it would be something you have to pay for. It's,
Oh,
really,
I
it's
see.
really late at night.
Oh,
So I'll
okay.
just watch highlights the next day.
Oh, amazing, man.
But I think Usyk's going to win.
Oh, do you?
I think the Ukrainian guy who can't speak English is going to win. I am feel. I'm very feel.
Very few.